Hi, in this video we're going to talk about a feature around duplicate management in Lightning. Now, we know that in Classic, it's always been a really easy way to merge organizations or merge contacts. So we just come to our Classic page. Excuse this is a dev org, it's got quick create on it, so it's just a dev org, it's not a real live org, so quick create would not be on a real live org. So in a Classic org, we just hit merge organizations and we find a company named Boom, and we can see the duplicates there, and we can click next, and then we can choose which one we want to keep and then merge it. So that's really nice and easy. And if we were to go to a company that had some contacts, the two contacts the same, we could merge contacts and go straight to our merge contact screen. And that was really easy and really good. And then the Nonprofit Success Pack, this is a nonprofit dev org that I've got, has a great great tool called Contact Merge. So Contact Merge, and we can search for a contact called Cherie and search, and it's a really nice option, and even takes care of the organizations to merge those also. So that's a great tool for not-for-profits. But what about Lightning? This has always been, since Lightning started 3 years ago, this has always been a missing feature in Lightning. But did you know that in the Winter 18 release notes, so this is 2 releases ago, we're now on Summer 18, so 2 or 4 releases ago, there was this new feature called Wrangle Duplicates using duplicate record sets in Lightning Experience. So that's what I'm going to show you today. I didn't know it existed. It wasn't in any of the release readiness videos. It wasn't in any of the blog posts by any of the usual suspects that do blog posts about new features, and I just happened to be looking at an idea about round duplicates in Lightning, and found the idea that led to this release notes. So I tried it out, and I thought you absolutely need to know about this because it's interesting and probably not in a good way. So first of all, let's go through a bit about the fantastic duplicate management. I really like the new duplicate management, especially in Lightning. So let's have a look at this record. This is in Lightning. It's a gene point, and it's got a duplicate. But the duplicate won't show up as a duplicate because I haven't met the reasons for the standard account duplicate rule to fire. And so that is, this is the standard account duplicate rules, and the standard account matching rule, and this is the matching. This is the account name and city and state, account name and billing street. It's a bit weird, but this duplicate that I've got here doesn't match this. So to make it match, the only way I can merge these 2 duplicates that I know are duplicates is either to make it match. So in this case, it'll be adding in the address to be the same, the matches the account matching rules as the other gene point, or I can use this new feature. Okay, so that's what the standard contact matching rules, and of course you can create your own matching rules. So the standard duplicate matching rules, when it finds a duplicate, creates a duplicate record set and duplicate record items. So I have now made this gene point to be a duplicate of gene point duplicate, so they're now duplicates, and we've got this view duplicates, the one potential duplicate of this account. Now just remember that you've got to put this component, the potential duplicates component, on the page layout for in order for the duplicates to be shown. And the other thing that what you can do on the duplicate thing is show a toast also. So whenever you're editing or viewing a record, it will show you that the toast to show that there is duplicates. So, but still you have to have this component on the page layout. So always put this component on the page layout. I always like it to be above my chatter and activity component and just on the top right-hand corner so that I can always see it. So we've got this duplicates here. So what does that do? So if we click on the view duplicates, we can see the duplicates. These are called duplicate record items. And so it creates this duplicate record sets record. So here's a duplicate record set based on the standard account duplicate rule, and it creates the related duplicate record items of gene point and gene point duplicate. There's not a hell of a lot you can do with this page. This page is not a standard Lightning page. You can't customize it really in any way. You can just look at it and you can report on it if you create your own report types, and we'll get onto that in a bit. So, but that's what it is. It's a duplicate record sets, and duplicate record items are the two items that it creates. So now the interesting thing about this, when I clear these duplicates and I've only got one duplicate record item, the duplicate record set itself doesn't disappear. It never disappears. So it just sits there until you have another duplicate record on the same account. Seems really completely stupid to me, but I don't know why they've done that. So what I do whenever I create a list view or a report is add the field record count, and we'll just take out last modified by, we don't need that. And then always set the filter to say record count is greater than 1. So we just don't need to see those greater than 1. So we don't need to see those other ones that have been dealt with in our list of duplicates, because it's always a good idea to come through and look at these duplicates on a monthly basis or a weekly basis to clear out all these duplicates. Remembering that there is this great thing to know that you need to know about, which is called duplicate jobs, and where you can go through your whole database of contacts and accounts and even custom records, find all your duplicates and deal with all your duplicates. Now, unfortunately, this is only available in Performance and Unlimited editions, and it's not even available in Enterprise Edition for an additional cost. So if you've got Enterprise Edition or any of the lower editions, you can't use this feature. So hopefully that'll change. Hopefully they'll bring it out as an additional cost. I hope it's just a new thing that they're trying out, what the performance hit of it is on the servers, and then hopefully they'll release it to everyone, because we all know that there are some number of orgs out there with a hell of a lot of duplicates in them. So that's about all there is to know about the standard duplicates. So as we go back to our accounts, our gene point, and have a look at it, we see the view duplicates. We choose the duplicate we want to merge. We choose the one we want to keep. We'll probably want to keep gene point, not the duplicate, and hit next and merge accounts. Did you know that this still does not merge chatter? Unbelievable, but true. Chatter records will only be kept from the master record, not from the record that has been merged. So please have a look at all of these issues around merging, and before you actually go headlong and merge all of your things. And then also you can't merge two accounts that have different currencies. So there's a number of little issues, so you can just make sure you have a look at this page. Okay, so now we're going to go on to the new feature in Lightning. So I have got this org, which is, I've only just turned Lightning on. Again, it's my dev org for nonprofits. And I'm just going to switch to Lightning Experience in this dev org. So I've never used Lightning Experience on this org, so we're just going to have a look at what we've got here. We've got our Boom FM, and and it says no duplicate rules activated. I'll just come back, I'll just do that and I'll come. Well, I might as well show you what I'm doing here. So this is duplicate rules. So we've got our standard rules, which is like a standard contact rule, a standard rule for contacts with duplicate leads, standard rules for duplicate contacts, but we don't have a standard account rule. So to do a standard account rule, we've got to have a matching rule first. So we've got our standard account matching rule, and we have to activate that. So it can take a while in a large org. And so we've got our standard account matching rule. We've got leads, and we've got leads to contacts account matching rules also, leads to contacts matching rules also, but we're just going to do our account matching rule. So we're going to do a new rule on account and call it standard account duplicate rule. So usually bypass sharing rules because it depends on the org. If you're in a really huge org, then you'd probably look at your sharing rules, but in a regular org, you want to bypass sharing rules because you want everyone to see that there is a duplicate. Now, be very careful with alert and report. If you have alert turned on and with a message, you will prevent leads or accounts or contacts being created via the API or via web to lead or whatever, so, or via workflow or anything like that. So please be very, very, very wary of turning on alert. I would keep report on and allow in all cases. So that will give you those duplicate, that will create those duplicate record sets and duplicate record items that you can go back and find in a later date. So yes, if you've got no integrations, no automations, then turn on alert, but you've got this option to just do report. So here's the standard account matching rule. We can have multiple different matching rules and they can exist together. We're just going to hit save, but this is the most stock standard setup. And then we're going to activate that. Now, up until summer 18 release, which is the release this weekend, there has been an issue where the duplicate rules get overridden with error messages if there has been a error on a process builder, the process builder changes the record and causes a duplicate rule to happen, that the error message only comes through for the process builder and the duplicate rule message is not shown. This is now fixed in summer 18, so it's fabulous. So again, don't be afraid to use the alert if that was the only reason you hadn't used alert, because they would get horrible process builder errors that you couldn't understand. So you might be able to have a re-look at it and turn back on alert back now. Okay, so let's now look at our boom and we'll refresh our page. And it says we found no potential duplicates. That's interesting. So I didn't have any data in here that was making it be a duplicate. So I've just added some data in there that's going to make it be a duplicate. And now I've got this one potential duplicate of this organization. Remembering this is the just stock standard Lightning layout, which is just terrible. You don't want your related lists being first, you want your details being first, and you want your duplicate on the detail page. So anyway, we've got there our duplicates, and we can go and merge those now. Okay, but let's now just pretend that we didn't have, that we didn't want to go through all of that work to update the addresses or update the websites, update something to make sure that those were exactly the same. All the names weren't 100% correct. It might have been something quite a different name, but you know them as a duplicate. So let's just pretend that we don't have a duplicate already for Boom, and we're going to create a duplicate. So let's have a look at the new, so you'll notice before we move on, this is very important. In my dev org here, which is set up for not-for-profits, my accounts has been renamed organizations, because that's important in this next step. Okay, so we're going to use a great new feature of Summer 18 here. Not in the Summer 18 org, damn it. Okay, so in the Summer 18 org, there's this new thing here saying add items. Let's have a look over here. I've got a Summer 18 org here. So hang on, so if I remove my duplicate record sets item here and remove that from there. Okay, I go to here and I click add more items, and I can come down to here to all, and I can find duplicate record sets and add it to my nav bar, and then move it up into my nav item. Okay, so that would be how I get duplicate record sets on my nav bar, so I can always do duplicate record sets. So in this org, I don't have it on my nav bar, so I can go back to find it in my tabs, and we'll just find it, duplicate record sets. And then once I've got a tab open, then I can add it to my nav bar. Okay, so I'm just, so I've got a duplicate record set here. Now, again, we've got a stock standard org here. These are the things that you have to do to set it up. So we've only got a recently viewed list. So we've got no all duplicate records view list. So we've got to create that. So I always do that. Hit the new button there rather than the new button there. So we want all users can see and all duplicate record sets. And remember, we probably want record count greater than 1. Okay, so here's my that duplicate record set for that standard duplicate rule. So that's that Boom FM one. So that we don't get confused, I'm going to delete that rule as if it just didn't exist. Okay, so what this new feature in this release notes allows us to do is actually create a duplicate record set and create the duplicate record items that are associated with that record set. So I can just create a duplicate record set. This screen is so annoying. If you've got a couple of different duplicate rules, you've got to scroll down to just look at the list. So anyway, we're using our standard account duplicate rule and we're going to hit save. You can only use duplicate rules that you've already created. You can create them for custom records, but remembering you can't merge custom records, so there's not a hell of a lot of reason to do that. Okay, so this is just a duplicate record set with a record count of 0. So then we have to come in here and add our duplicate record items. And I just could not believe this screen when I first saw it, because I thought, what the hell do I do next? What's this rconsult import file settings? Because again, I was in an org that had the word organization set, because if you're in an org which has just got accounts, generally accounts with the first thing that shows up here. But you've got to click on here and then it's got every single object in here. So do you think that you could actually just type organizations? Yes, you can. But I don't know, my other org that's not working. So you've got to then find organizations first before you can then search for the organizations, and hopefully the organizations you were just looking at are there. So I've found my Boom FM and now I can click Save and New. And again, do you think, I've just looked at an organization, do you think it'd come back to organizations? No, of course not. So you've got to go down the list again or start typing organizations to get to organizations. And then, again, it doesn't know that you've already got that first Boom FM in there, so you've got to realize, and then you've got to add the second Boom FM. Right. So now we've got our duplicate record set created. Now, do you think we can just merge it? Geez, it'd be nice if we could just merge it, wouldn't it? But where's the merge button? There is no merge button here. So if I go back to here, I can click compare and merge here. But I want that compare and merge button on this page. So if I go to edit object, remember I said that this page and this object can't be modified in many ways at all. If I go to page layouts and go to the duplicate record set items, again, see there's a compare and merge button here. But again, I've got to override my Lightning Experience buttons to get the buttons on there so I can modify the buttons. And so if I move the compare and merge button first, then maybe if I refresh the page, maybe it will appear. Yes, now we've got to compare and merge. But do you know what? Every single time I use this for real in one of my orgs, that compare and merge button disappears. It's probably a bug, but I'm not going to go through Salesforce support to raise a bug for that, something as simple as that. So what I've got is this absolutely fabulous Chrome extension that just with one click button solves that issue. Because what I found is if I clear the Lightning cache and refresh the page with a new fresh Lightning cache, then the compare and merge button comes back, because the compare and merge button has been on the page layout the whole time. It just is not showing after I create a duplicate record set. So this is a clear cache extension, and it's got a couple of options. Horrible screen, sorry, but this is this thing here, IndexedDB. And so that is where the Lightning cache is stored. So if we just check that one item and click automatically reload, then anytime we make a change in Lightning, when we have our cache turned on in Lightning, we can just do this complete clear cache and reload, and then the button will come back. Okay, so if you're finding that issue, then just know that button will come back. So now that we have done all of that, we can do our compare and merge, get to our standard compare and merge screen, and get to that and merge it. So remembering what we did, we came to our duplicate record sets, we hit new, we choose a standard account duplicate rule, we came to related, we went new on duplicate record items, we searched for the object we're trying to duplicate, we searched for the organization, and we'll just search for organizations. Okay, and then we hit save and new, search, went through that whole process again. Okay, again, there's no indication that I'm choosing the second record that's in that list. There's no, that's good. I actually hadn't seen that before. It won't allow you to, so let's just try our first one. Okay, so that's good. At least that's not telling you before you select it. Okay, so after we've got there, I go back to my details, see my merge button is gone. See, I'm not crazy. My merge button has gone. So if I hit refresh, fingers crossed, that merge button will come back. And here's my compare and merge button back again, and I can now compare and I can merge those two records, and they're done, apart from the chatter is missing on the merged records. And if I go back to my duplicate record item, I've still got the ABC furniture in there, and I've still got that record count. I don't believe these records count to your overall data storage, so I think that's okay to leave them there. So if we go back to our duplicate records, let's go to our all. One of them shouldn't be there because one of them should have only one item. So let's select the fields to be displayed. Again, we don't need last modified by. So that one shouldn't be there. So let's see what's wrong with our, I don't know, mustn't have saved it. Record count greater than 1. Okay, so that just gives us the list of duplicates we've still got to deal with. Now, so you can create duplicate reports. They're not standard. You have to create them as a report type. So first, so let's go to report types. Okay, so here I've got contacts with duplicates. So we've got contacts with at least one related record from duplicate record items. And I've edited the layout and put in a couple of the duplicate record items fields. So all the duplicate record items fields, so that's all you can get. Okay, so there's, again, very limited as to what you can do with the reports, but you can at least do reports with your duplicate contacts. Again, there's not a hell of a lot more you can put on the report other than just really bare basic details. You can add a few extra contact fields on there, but you are just going to have to go into the duplicate record set, have a look at it, go to the related, find the duplicate record items, and do your compare and merge there. So at least you've got a report that you can do. You can do report alerts on it to send to people to say, hey, there are duplicates haven't been dealt with. And remembering those duplicate record items are only going to get created as you're editing or viewing records and or as you create them manually. Now that you know how difficult and annoying and a bit silly this new feature is, I just wondered whether you could actually even do this in Salesforce Classic. And it's interesting. You can actually get to, so we'll get to a duplicate record set. So you can create a duplicate record set, you can create duplicate record items in here, but even though, remember when we went to that page layout, there was a compare and merge button there. There is no compare and merge button on this screen, and I just don't know how to get it here. So basically, it looks like you can't deal with duplicate record set items in Classic, but you can if you put the duplicates on the page layout and deal with them there. I completely forgot how to use duplicates in Classic then. So, and I've got a client that's still using Classic, and we're going to have to set up duplicates soon. So I had to remind myself. So no, there's nothing on the page layout you can do for duplicates on Classic. That it only, and I realized it only works on alert. So what happens with duplicates in Classic is, as you put in Melbourne, and hit save, then it alerts you and tells you you've got a duplicate, and you can just ignore the alert, remembering that's still going to create a duplicate record set because we have said it is to report it also, so we can actually go to our duplicate record sets and have a look and find our Asgard one. But remember, it's not going to tell you there on your duplicate record set that it's Asgard. And so you just have to click through to, obviously it's the latest one, and here we know it can say it's Asgard. So, okay, so that's it. Really all there is to know about duplicates, this new feature of wrangle duplicates using duplicate record sets in Lightning Experience, where you can create your own duplicate record sets, your own duplicate record items, and compare and merge accounts and contacts and leads. Pretty sure you can't do this with leads to contacts. You have to use the standard duplicate matching inside the lead where it finds the contact, because you can't merge that lead with a contact. So hopefully that will help.